Hey guys, welcome to Jimmy Rig this week. Today we're going to be winterizing my RV. I have a 35.5 foot Signature Series by Rockwood. It's an ultralight, has 4 slide outs, and I'm going to show you some of the processes that I use to winterize my camper. Now everyone will have a little bit different process and procedures that they use depending on the style of camper they have and what features they have. But I'm going to show you what I do and my processes and procedures. Thanks for joining me, and come on, let's get started. So on my camper, they're low point drains, and as you can see I pulled the one. There's a hot and cold water low point drain on here, and just give them a turn and we just let them drain, because you can see I had a lot of water already pour out of them. So and what I do is I take my caps and I put them in the front compartment just so I don't lose them, and I leave them open all year long or all winter long. So let's go on to the next step. Okay, so after I drain my low points, the next thing I got to do is I like to take my air hose and blow out my water lines. Now I have this little compartment that it's an ammunition box that I mounted to my bumper on the rear of the camper, and this holds some of my gear in it. It holds my gloves, my sore thing, my water pressure reducer, extra plugs, the fill hose and stuff that I have in here. But in here I keep my little air chug for my water line. So this is how I blow my lines out. So let me get this hooked up and I'll show you what I do next. Okay, so once I get this hooked up, I'm just going to put my air valve on. Now all my faucets are closed currently, and the only thing that should be open is my low end, my drain end, where you saw me take the plugs out. That's the lower side of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to blow this out as much of the water as I can get out right now, just to try to push through what I can, because I want all the water out of the system. So I hook this up, and then we're going to hit it with some air. I don't know if you can hear it, but you can hear the air coming out the end at the low points, low drain points. So we'll go over here, and you can see all the water pushing out of there. She's going to drain for a while, and what we'll do is we'll do that a couple times before we open up the valves and then really push the water through. So while that's doing its little thing of draining the rest of the water out of the system, I'm going to get my antifreeze tank set up so you can see how I work with that. So now this is what we do. So I got this little 5-gallon carboy, I think you call them, and I filled that with RV antifreeze, which is rated for 50 degrees below zero, which we want to make sure of, because it definitely gets cold up here in the wintertime. And so I hooked that up to a hose. The air, we got all the water out of the system, right? We blew the air through there, got all the water, so there should be no water in the lines. We're going to tip this on its side, and it will leak a little bit. And then what we're going to do is, which is nice here, is I can turn on my pump. We're going to open the valve, and it should start sucking the water through there. Okay, so we've got the valve here. It should be sucking this in. We got it to winterize. Should be filling that thing up, sucking the hose in, the antifreeze, and we'll fill the whole system with water. We'll run it till the pump shuts off. Back here we can turn the outdoor kitchen so we see the paint coming out there. Okay, so we pressurize that, paint coming out of there. Now we're going to come in the shower. We're going to turn this on. Whoops, without getting wet. Let's try this way. You want nice paint coming through there. Get all the water out of that. We don't want that thing cracking. Okay. Now for the toilet. do not leave that in there. We dump it out. Okay, so we know we got pink in there. You hear the pump pressurizing pretty good there. We're going to come over here. We're going to turn on this. So that comes out nice and pink. Okay. The only thing we have left to do is, a lot of people forget about these, is the outside shower. So let's open that baby up. And first we're going to do the hot water and then the cold water. But I don't think I'll be able to hold this without me getting a shower. Let's see, maybe we can do it like that. Just so you guys can get a view of this. I don't think it's going to work. Okay, so you can see the shower drain there. We got about a half a gallon left of antifreeze. So every system's good now. Okay, so the system's pressurized. Everything's full of antifreeze. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pull the low point drains, let everything drain, open all the valves in the camper, and let everything drain out into the bottom here. So we're going to pull these off. What was that little rubber thing? Okay, so those are draining. We'll put these little covers back in the front compartment so we know where they are. Now, we're going to go back in the camper and open all the valves. And that, you can hear, will let the air go back down and drain to the low point. Okay, all we do is the outdoor kitchen. It's open, you can hear everything drain. And you can see the water coming back. So we're not going to leave any water in the system except for like elbows and stuff, and where those elbows are, we'll have antifreeze in it so it won't freeze and crack. Now, the next step is to do the drainage, because you can't leave your traps have water in them. Even though we ran some antifreeze through it, we're gonna pour some antifreeze down. So this last gallon I have, we're gonna go around here and we're gonna pour down enough to fill the traps. So there, we have enough. I just can't put enough in, I just get worried. And I'm not gonna leave antifreeze in there, that's out, so we know we're good there. Okay. So the next thing is we gotta make sure the refrigerator door stays propped open. And then get dryer sheets and put them in all the compartments. So let's go do that next. So one thing I do is I use this glove in here to kind of shut the freezer, and inside there is a thing of baking soda. Put that in there to keep the smell down, but I keep it cracked open. If you seal it up, you'll get mold and mildew. You want to keep it open. Now with my camper, it's a little bit different because my whole slide comes in to the bar area, so that leaves it just enough open so they get airflow, so you don't because you can't leave it propped wide open. So that's where that is. Other than that, I just make sure I'm putting dryer sheets throughout every little nook and cranny I can find. And also, as I'm checking the cabinets, making sure I'm not finding anything that will be in there, like dog food, which would feed and draw animals in. So now that we're done camping for the season, we'll make sure that's done. Any food, any products, food products that are in here that aren't like canned product or anything like that. Run dryer sheets throughout back here. I even put the dryer sheets that we do leave the bedding in, the towel or the blankets and stuff. We'll put dryer sheets up here, and I've never ever had an issue with any animals getting in here. So let me just finish doing that. This usually goes through about almost that size box. I'll probably go through about half of it, and that's 105 sheets. So, you know, I'm not afraid to make it smell like bounce in here. Alrighty. Alright, we got her done. We're sliding her in, closing her up. Okay, lights off, power panel kill. Alright, well, that should wrap it up. Thanks for watching this week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And hopefully we'll catch you next time. Thanks again.